Well, welcome to day 6 of Are You Being Ready? Daily devotional, daily reflection. And today we're going to be looking at what it means to know that Jesus is always with us. And the phrase, "And lo, I am with you always, even unto the end of the world," from Matthew 28:20, is part of the Great Commission. It's a pivotal passage in the Christian theology. This verse is part of Jesus' final instruction to his disciples before his ascension into heaven, and it emphasizes his perpetual presence and the support for his followers, regardless of time and space. So Matthew 28:16 to 20 contains the Great Commission, where Jesus commands his disciples to go and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them and teaching them to obey all that he has commanded. And this assurance that I am with you always, even until the end of age, serves as a bookend to Matthew's Gospel, which begins with a promise of Emmanuel, God with us, Matthew 1:23. So highlighting the theme of God's presence amongst his people. And this promise underscores the perpetual presence of Christ with his followers, not just as a spiritual concept, but as a lived reality. And it assures believers of God's unending companionship and guidance. And it's reinforcing that they are never alone in the mission or in their personal lives. And this assurance is also a great source of strength and encouragement to Christians to fulfill the Great Commission. So knowing that Jesus is with us always gives believers confidence to spread the gospel, make disciples, and navigate the challenges of missionary work. And the phrase, even unto the end of the world, or end of age in some translation, provides an eschatological promise pointing towards the future culmination of God's plan for the world. And it reassures believers that Christ's presence is assured until the very end of this current age, and leading into the eternal state where God's presence is fully realized. And this statement links to the New Testament promise of Jesus with the Old Testament assurances of God's presence with his people, such as with Moses in Exodus 3:12 and Joshua in Joshua 1:5. It shows God's commitment to be with his people, fulfilling his promises through Jesus Christ. For individuals, this verse is a profound source of comfort and assurance, especially in times of loneliness, doubt, and fear. It promises that Christ is a constant companion, guiding and supporting each believer. For the community, it serves as a reminder that the mission of the church is empowered by Christ himself, and it calls a Christian community to unity and collective action in the mission field, supported by the presence of Jesus. So Matthew 28 encapsulates the essence of Christian hope and mission. It offers a profound assurance of Jesus' presence with his followers and empowering them for the mission of spreading the gospel and reassuring them of his support until the end of time. This verse encourages believers to live out their faith boldly and confidently, knowing that they are never alone in their journey. And one thing I like to do and think about when I'm contemplating this is that if you could imagine that you had an empty chair beside you, and that in all your actions, Jesus is sitting in that chair. So as you do things, that you suddenly realize that actually you're in the presence of Christ, and we have that in us. And I just love that fact that we have that reassurance. So until tomorrow, which will be our final day on this set of reflections, and I look very much forward to seeing you then and sharing with you some more. Until then, see you then.